Hello, everybody. And it is Wednesday, my dudes. And this is another episode of The Experience, episode 471. And we got a nice little girthy show for you tonight. Uh, I am Drew. You already know me, but with me here, as always,
Justin from Spinebush Tees and SpinebushTees.com, and our partner in crime, Mr. Ruben Prime, is not here tonight. He has a few things to take care of, but he will be back next week.
yeah, he's covering a very very large news story that even I don't know about. But we nevertheless, me and Justin are here as always to cover everything that's going on in the world of wrestling. But first and foremost, anyone that's watching on the YouTube channel, also on the Twitter X feed, and also the Facebook page, welcome, welcome, welcome. But and I see Kyle here tonight. What's up, Kyle? But first and foremost, Justin, how are you?
I'm okay. I'm all right. How are you doing?
Still getting over this cold. I'm not as bad as I was last week. I just still have a cough. Every now and then I'll need to mute my mic just so you guys don't have to hear all that bullshit.
That's a plus that you are feeling better than what you were. So
Very. Financially, I'm feeling better. Uh, long story short, I took care of some things. So financially, I'll be doing better. My credit score probably won't be that great, but I just figured, you know, being poor is not as bad. I mean, being broke is probably worse than bad credit. So I'll just take bad credit. So,
okay.
or bad credit is worse than being poor. So I'll just take bad credit. So, I don't. I'm not saying people should do that, but in my case, it's like I gotta go with the lesser of two evils and what's better for me and my family. But other than that, been enjoying some good Spurs basketball. I mean, I know Justin's happy. Our Spurs won their first playoff series in 9 years.
Yep.
Yeah, they beat the Trailblazers. They are going to the second round to face the winner of Minnesota and Denver. Minnesota is up 3-2, but they're in a weird position because they're missing Anthony Edwards and Dante DiVincenzo. So even if they win, they're not getting very far. But I guess for obvious reasons, that's better for the Spurs, so that way they have an easier match, going to the conference finals. But you never know. But how do you feel about the Spurs and where they're at in the playoffs right now, Justin?
Um, expect it. More worry about the second round.
All right. I mean, obviously, I'm pretty sure I know what the answer is. If you had to choose Timberwolves or Nuggets, who are you choosing?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
I to be honest, I'd rather play Denver. I don't want to play against a wounded Timberwolves team. That's a cheap way out.
Very true. Very true. I'm pretty sure. Wemby would be
Most
giant.
Spurs fans, let's play the Timberwolves. I'm like, yeah, we'll most likely win, but like, do you want to win like that too at the same time?
No, you're not wrong. I mean, for someone like Wemby, he's very much about the challenge. I'm pretty sure he wants the challenge of Jokić. It seems like
I
a
went to
better
go
money
watch
matchup.
the game. I went to go watch the game 3 at the Rock
Hmm.
on Friday. Friday? Was it Friday? Yeah, it was Friday because SmackDown was on, and yeah, I remember. Yeah, because SmackDown was on. I was watching SmackDown. Then I left around here. I think I left around here because the game started at what 9:30.
Yeah.
So I think I left here maybe like around 7:15 ish, whatever. Got there, it was still fucking crowded, whatever, right? But I watched a little bit of SmackDown in the car, at the Rock. Then whenever the Lakers and the Houston game ended, I I was watching the game there. So that was a good experience to be there live. So
Yeah, we were enjoying it. Game 3, of course, there was no Wemby after he had that pretty nasty fall to his face. But they were able to pull out two big road wins with one without Wemby, and then one with Wemby where they were down by 19, and they came back and won it by 21. So it was pretty fucking nuts. But happy for our Spurs, and let's see what round 2 awaits. So uh, I guess speaking of, or this is the opposite of happy. So on that very Friday, the yearly releases that WWE usually does happened, and it was awful lot of people. It wasn't just a few people; it was a lot of people.
yep.
And I was expecting it because on Thursday, I was doing friendly neighborhood marks with RJ, and he had brought up that Jeff Littman was kind of insinuating that it was going to happen pretty soon. I guess he had sources or whatever. I'm like, oh yeah, that is coming up pretty soon. It's right after Mania,
right?
And sure enough, the very next day it happens. So
Yep.
I have the list of people right here. Two surprising names, mainly because it's always weird when they release people that are doing something that are in the middle of like ongoing storylines, and it's just like, okay, well, there's no payoff.
No.
But
never mind.
All right, so let's get it started because I have it in alphabetical order. It's on Reddit. So the first name is Alba Fire. She was a part of the Secret Service with Chelsea Green, and also was Piper Niven released too?
No.
Okay, then she wasn't released.
She's injured.
So it's just Alba Fire. Alba Fire is gone.
Not surprised.
Yeah, I can't say I'm surprised. I mean, she was doing a good job in the group with Chelsea. I thought that was it looked like she was having fun, but when she was Kaylee Ray in NXT, I should say she was Kaylee Ray before she got to NXT, but when she was Kaylee Ray in NXT, she was the the women's champion.
She was the longest ever UK women's champion for almost 2 years.
So and then they rebrand her as Alba Fire. I don't know. I just personally I never really saw much in her. Just personal taste. Thought she was talented, but just wasn't really crazy about it.
I will say this about a lot of these names wasn't given a real fair chance, a real fair shake.
No, you're not wrong. There are a lot of people where it's
she's
just like
a fantastic women's pro wrestler. You need that in your women's division, and so the fact that you're not using her to the best of her abilities is fucking malpractice. Not saying that she has to be a champion of sorts, but like at least use her to her strengths. Didn't do that.
Yeah, I mean that's just kind of the WWE machine for you. It's just weird how almost like a year and a half ago we were coming off that high of just like, oh, it's the Triple H era. Everyone's going to be given a fair chance, and now it's just like you worry about anyone coming here. It's almost as bad, if not even worse, than the Vince era. It's the TKO era, and one of the names on here, they said that TKO informed them of their release and not WWE. So it just kind of goes to show you.
I'm gonna nip that in the butt right now. So I'm gonna nip this in the butt. So number one, was it TKO that released them? No.
Okay.
WWE was given a directive from TKO. Ultimately, the decision came down to on the WWE side from Triple H and Nick Khan. Here's the amount of people you need to cut. This is the salary that you need to save. Do it. That's pretty much what it was. Do it. That's number one. Number two, WWE does not have a human resources department anymore.
Really?
They do not have a human resources department anymore. They were all let go when the TK. If TKO already has their human resource department, why would they need WWE's when they combine the companies together?
Yeah, very true. Yeah. So that's
of course it's gonna come from TKO, the phone call, right?
Right.
So there's no more. So like the human resource department, like 5 years ago, it's not there no more. It's a different people now. So of course the phone call is gonna come from a TKO, but in this particular case, TKO is not to blame in the situation. This is WWE native. This is straight WWE native for this, 100%. Why is it that, and people are not thinking, why is it that we blamed Vince McMahon, but we're not blaming Triple H for this?
Very true. I mean, because I put out a post when all the releases are happening where it's just like, I said something similar maybe a few years ago where, again, people were blaming Triple H. It might have been last year, actually,
right,
where there were releases and people were getting mad at Triple H, TKO, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, Vince fired a shit ton of people during COVID.
Right.
and y'all were mad at him then.
Which is,
and also, let me backtrack a little bit. The whole point when I made that post was people were like, if this happened under Vince, it would never happen. It's like, yeah, it did. Stop.
Yeah, those people should not be talking anything about professional wrestling.
No, they shouldn't.
So,
no. And also now it's just hitting me. It's like this time last year, that was when the infamous, firing of fucking R-Truth happened. Or, his contract was expired or whatever. He says fired, they say expired, whatever. But it's just, again, it's just this is bigger. Obviously, there's more people in this one, but yeah, I mean, Triple H does deserve blame because he is the chief content officer.
Yeah,
and he also just signed a deal to stay with the company. So, again, if you're going to get mad at him, if you're going to get mad at TKO, get mad at him too. It's TKO just aren't going to be the evil guys in this. Like Triple H deserves the blame.
But also too as well, people are acting like TKO, like the like Ari Emanuel and Mark Shapiro are watching SmackDown and Raw and NXT every week. They don't know who the fuck half of these people are that got let go.
No.
80%, I guarantee 80 to 90% of these people that got let go, they don't know anything about. They don't know their names. They don't know if they're on Raw or SmackDown. They don't know.
No. At the end of the day, they just see them as people. Like they don't see them as employees. They just look at them as like, oh, they're getting paid this much. Let's go. If they're not Roman Reigns or Cody, then they're not going to give a shit.
No. I guarantee you, and on top of that too, Ari Emanuel, like obviously he's, the head of Endeavor TKO. He's an agent, obviously, right, with Pat McAfee. He's also doing podcasts too as well.
Ari Emanuel?
Yep,
didn't know that.
He did a podcast with Reggie Miller.
That's fucking random.
Right, it was Ari Emanuel, someone else, Reggie Miller, and I forgot the other name, but I'll look it up real quick while you continue here. But yeah.
All right. So Alba Fire. The next is a I guess a tandem. Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. On Friday, the very year that Aleister Black returned to WWE, and it was the SmackDown after WrestleMania. 1 year later, he's gone, Zelina's gone. And Zelina had said on her stream, that's what I mentioned, that she got a call from TKO on that WWE. And she also voiced frustration with booking and whatnot. So,
right, I can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you better. Yeah.
Okay, so I was mentioning how last Friday, when all these firings are happening, that very Friday was a year from previous when Aleister Black returned to WWE.
Right.
And 1 year later, he's released along with his wife Zelina Vega. That's weird. Again, another guy who it looks like they were planning on doing something with him, because him and Zelina were hanging in the background, stalking people. Allegedly,
he was doing the carrying. They changed him into the carrying cross gimmick. They got fired last year, Karrion Kross and Scarlett. Now they're like, oh, now you're going to be Karrion Kross and Scarlett, and now they got fired. Stop doing that fucking gimmick if you're just going to end up firing your talent.
Exactly. Allegedly, I don't know, I forgot who the source was, that instead of Pat McAfee, it was supposed to be them, the ones who I guess were the voice in Randy's head. Yep. And we all know how swimmingly that went. Let me ask you something.
Oh, go ahead.
What do you think it is about Black that he just can't seem to gel with the company?
Let me ask you a question with another question. What was his opportunity in this last run?
I remember you asked me that last year when he came back.
What was his opportunity? What were the opportunities that he had?
He could have maybe went after a world title, maybe not win it.
No. He can't go after a world title. Creative has to book him for a world title.
I know, that's what I meant. Like, as far as glass ceiling goes, that could have been his glass ceiling. But I think, to be honest,
what did Creative have for him? What did they have him do this whole year?
I'm getting there. It kind of looked like he was maybe dead on arrival. because he wasn't getting any reactions when he came back.
No. What did creative do for him?
I'm getting there. Nothing.
Okay. That's all you have to say.
He had
creative did shit for him. They did nothing for the guy. They booked him with against Damian Priest. That's his only feud they had. His most memorable thing from this run was a fireball. Remember the fireball that he did in that match with Damian Priest? Outside of that, they didn't do nothing for the guy. You want to know how messed up this is, how messed up creative is, and how ass backward this company is? He won his last 3 singles matches.
The last match.
One of those wrestlers was Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, come on. What are we doing? Guy didn't really get a chance. You didn't really put him in a you didn't really try to try to push him, right? And try to have him go after a United States title, or even try to even have him in the ring with Cody. Just see what he can do in a feud. Nothing. Now, I'm talking about the on-screen character, right? Could he been a problem backstage that we don't know about? Possibility. It's possible. It's definitely possible. Because according to some AEW talent, they don't want him back in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
So could he have a bad attitude backstage? I don't know. But I want to ask you this question, and we need to do this with everyone for the most part. For the most part, not every single name. Where do you think he goes from here?
I'm going to give you an answer. It's going to sound like a cop-out answer. I don't know. Because AEW apparently doesn't want him back, because the story was that he didn't want to do jobs there. Can't seem to work out in WWE, and I don't know why. And I think that's creative. I think that's a creative thing. I don't even think that's him. Kyle says TNA. Maybe. TNA could be an option. New Japan could be an option.
Look, we cannot always go and say TNA for everybody, because you want to know why? TNA needs to have fucking money to pay the talent.
Mm-hmm.
Could they have money to pay Aleister Black? Sure, yeah, I think so. But you can't just send everyone TNA, because they don't got that WWE money. They don't got the AEW money. Yeah, they got a TV deal with A&E. Good for them, but don't expect them to be paid, $1 billion deal. They probably have a $10 million deal or $15 million deal. It may be a very, very, very small deal. Where do you think Alba Fire goes from here?
She probably tried AEW. I mean, they need. I mean, She wouldn't hurt their women's division. She'd be pretty good for the women's division.
Look, I agree. I think she's a great, fantastic pro wrestler. I agree. I think she'll do wonders in AEW. However, you want to know what the issue is? Tony Khan.
Mm-hmm.
If Tony Khan booked women's wrestling, great. Yeah. I don't trust Tony Khan as far as I can throw him. So,
but Tony Khan also has.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm not saying she won't go there. I'm saying I don't want to see her there because of that.
Yeah, true.
She'll probably go there. She will probably go there. I just don't want to see her go there.
Kyle also says MLW
for Aleister Black, Malachi Black.
I mean, probably Black and maybe Alba.
I don't know. I think I truly think if he just does the Indies, I think he'll be fine. He can do wherever he wants. He has the most control in the Indies. He doesn't have the job to nobody in the Indies.
Okay. All right. Next, Andre Chase.
Pretty sad about that.
Yeah.
Pretty sad about that. Chase U is gonna be remembered as one of those funny gimmicks from that point in time in 2.0. Pretty sad for him, man. He wasn't even supposed to be on TV, according to him. You know what I mean? So, obviously he's older. He wasn't gonna go to the main roster. You can only go so far with the Chase U gimmick, but maybe they'll bring him back as like a coach or something. He's older now, you know what I mean? He's not like 32 or anything like that. I think he's in his 40s now, if not close to that. So,
which they've been doing that a lot lately with a lot of older talent because Shayna Baszler, I think she works for NXT, if I'm not mistaken.
Not officially, I don't think. I think she's there. I don't think she's like signed to. I may be wrong, but I don't think she's like fully signed to a employee contract.
Right, but yeah,
I may be wrong about that.
Yeah, Chase, he got over a silly ass gimmick, and it worked. Like you and me were always like coming in here raving about it, and anytime there was a Chase U segment, it was always funny because he believed in it. And usually with a lot of these gimmicks, they can either sink or swim as long as it depends on the talent. Because if the talent is just like half-assing it, you can tell. Yeah. Whereas with him, he gave his heart and soul on it, blood, sweat, and tears, and it got over. I mean, Thea Hale is obviously the biggest one out of that group that got over. It almost seems like as soon as she left the group, that's when it fizzled out. I remember Jeff Lippman said something similar where it's like, where do you go with this group? Because they're not going to the main roster. Right. This isn't a main roster thing. And I always liked Andre Chase. He got himself over with a silly ass gimmick. And who's to say he can't come back? Like you said, as like a backstage role. So, I mean, just to kind of answer your question, where do I see him go from here? I think he could come back as like a backstage guy. For the meantime, I think he'll just like work in the indies.
So also as well, I did find out some information about the podcast. Ari Emanuel is called Rushmore. Mm-hmm. He's been doing the podcast since September or October rather. He has guys on there like Shaquille O'Neal and fucking Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. Mm-hmm. So
damn.
Yeah, so yeah, he's been doing that podcast for a while. So from what it looks like, but I did see something with him and Reggie Miller, like this past week. So
nice. Do you have any more thoughts on Andre Chase?
No.
Okay. Next is Apollo Crews. 12 years.
Dude, hey man, kudos to him, man, for making it that long.
I hope he saved his money. I imagine
him for making that long. Now, you know what? We were talking about, AEW this. I think he will fit great in AEW. I think he'll be used well in AEW. You want to know why? Because what if this is what I'm thinking. What if Apollo Crews, he goes to AEW, he gets his career revived. You want to know how you can revive his career and showcase his talents? Because Tony Khan's going to showcase his talents the right way, or what he can do. Put him in the Hurt Syndicate.
I was going to say that.
Put him in the Hurt Syndicate. That's all you got to do. Put him in the Hurt Syndicate and let everything else go from there. And you already know that Bobby Lashley doesn't like the job either, so he'll be in good hands.
Yeah, it'll be Yuha Nation. You can do his, indie gimmick. He was a guy that seemed like a good dude. He was talented. I mean, he went through one gimmick change where he was Black Panther apparently, and then that lasted as long as it did, and then he went back to just being Apollo Crews.
People hated that gimmick, but that was when he was most relevant to either. He won. Yeah. I think he win the United States title at WrestleMania,
Intercontinental,
or whatever. It's the same thing.
Yeah, he was feuding with Biggie. But yeah, I mean, it got him over. That's really all that matters. That's the point of wrestling, is to get yourself over. I don't mean to sound like a jerk. I'm surprised he's been here this long, but the fact that he made it this long is really just a testament of the kind of dude he is. So I know recently he was on television with Matt Cardona, but now where does Matt Cardona go from here? But yeah, Apollo, or Yuha Nation, whatever he decides to.
Tozawa still being there too is shocking. The final one out of the Cruiserweight Classic still there, man, after all these years.
I mean, Johnny Gargano's still there.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Does Johnny Gargano have like pictures of somebody? Of like in a compromising position?
Loves him, man.
Yeah, Triple H just.
I mean, he doesn't love him enough to push him, but he loves him.
Triple H is just like, it's like that meme of that lady holding Kevin Hart and doing this. That's Triple H holding Johnny Gargano,
right?
From TKO. So, but again, I don't wish for anyone to lose their job. But it's like, how is Johnny Gargano still here? But Apollo, yeah, we'll be seeing him pretty soon. All right, so next is another group, the Wyatt Six: Bo Dallas, Dexter Lumis, Joe Gacy, Eric Rowan, and Nikki Cross. The entire group is gone. Okay. So let me backtrack. So when they debuted, which was like in what, 2024?
Yeah, it was a fantastic debut.
Yeah, it was a big debut. People either loved it or they hated it. But what the one thing that matters is that people are talking about it.
Most people loved the debut.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm just I guess like the diehards are like, Rrr. But anyways, whatever. That's not the point I'm trying to make. So we covered it, and I remember specifically something you said. Do you remember what that thing was?
That fucking oogly boogly shit ain't gonna go far.
Something to that effect, because that, and also something like, what's the ceiling of this group?
Oh yeah, duh.
I mean,
you can't do much with this group.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we always ask each other what's the ceiling for anything, but especially with this group, it's just like, we're doing the oogly boogly, spooky, scary man thing. And it's just like, how long is this going to last? And I mean, they became tag team champions and they worked in AAA, which was pretty fun, but you knew none of these guys were ever going to be world champion. They weren't going to give Bo Dallas a championship run, because at the end of the day, obviously no disrespect to Bo, but he's not Bray. Bray was the guy that got himself over. He was more creative, better wrestler too. Everybody else in the group is just, these were. Is it fair to say that if Bray were still alive, that would have been his group? Including Bo?
Maybe. I don't know. I can't really fully answer that. But I will say this though, that these guys were not given a fair chance in reference to what they can actually do.
Right.
Like, if when you put them in this fucking horror house shit, like, people are not gonna get attached to it. Dexter Lumis is a great pro wrestler. He's great. Mm-hmm. You don't really have a chance to attach to him. I had high hopes for Joe Gacy coming into WWE, but they kept putting him into these weird gimmicks, or not necessarily supernatural, but cult-like or whatever. Mm-hmm. that didn't really work, right? But he's a great pro wrestler, and didn't really have a chance to really just be himself. I guarantee you this: if Joe Gacy goes to, if he goes like to AEW, I think he could be like a not to a level of Swerve Strickland. Obviously, I think Swerve is like a lightning in a bottle situation, but I think Joe Gacy can be a player over there in AEW if given the right opportunity. Like, he's like, well, never mind. I'm not gonna mention his name, but he's very similar to another person there in AEW that Tony Khan loves. So I'll just keep it at that. But yeah, I mean, I just don't really think they really like giving him like a super fair shake. It's like, hey, do this and go out there and be somebody. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But Rowan's older now, so I don't really expect him to be doing much. He'll probably go back onto the indies. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Bo Dallas, like, yeah. I don't, at this point, I really think that Bo, I don't really think he really cared about really getting over per se, or winning championships. I don't think he cared about that. I think he just cared about, doing this for his brother, right? As a tribute. And I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't wrestle again.
Yeah, probably.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised. I may be wrong, but I wouldn't be surprised either.
With Bo, like, when they started doing the vignettes, like with like that very first vignette where Bo is talking and he's speaking from the heart, and he's talking about he lost his brother. I'm like, that right there. That's you have something with that. Like you can make Bo this not necessarily a main eventer, but you can make him this like sympathetic babyface with that kind of gimmick. And then they just reverted back to the spooky, goofy man gimmick. And I mean, I do agree with what you said. I don't really think his heart was in more of like, I want to be a world champion. I just want to pay homage to my brother, and it worked. People like the gimmick. They got themselves over, but it's just like, that gimmick had a very short shelf life, obviously without Bray. So I don't know. I was kind of shocked that they were all released. I was maybe thinking maybe a few of them could have been released, and you could have maybe added new members to the group to make it, to probably give it some more juice. But everybody getting released, I was just like, no, it's a bit much.
I mean,
excessive.
If you had to keep a name or two from that group, if any at all, who would have kept?
I mean, if I'm going for personal reasons, just based off of my taste, I would have kept Loomis, but he's also 40. And right. What do you do with them? I mean, the guy showed
that was going to be my next question. Like, what would you want to do?
I mean, Loomis actually has personality. I mean, when he was in TNA as Sam Shaw, like the guy showed that he can be interesting, that he can cut promos.
Yeah, but he doesn't talk.
Well, no, that was my point. Is like the guy can talk, and then they gave him a gimmick where he doesn't talk, right. and he got that over too. Yeah. But again, it's just like, just because it's my personal taste, I can also acknowledge. It's just like, okay, but what do you do with them? Like, where do you go? Like, where do you go from here with that dude? I would have thought they would have kept Bo, just out of like, for the love of Bray.
But what would you do with Bo Dallas? Love. I mean, Bray Wyatt, we love him, right? Great. You know what I mean? Sad what happened to him. You know what I mean? Got my Fiend right here, right? My Fiend bobblehead right here. You know what I mean? Like, I love him. I fucking love him. What the fuck would you do with Bo Dallas by himself?
I mean, I would say producer, agent.
Well, I'm talking about, but you don't need to be signed. Like, if you're signed as a talent, you're not going to be a producer. If you're signed as a talent. Well, Pete Dunne's a special case apparently, but like, if he's signed as a talent, you're not going to do anything with them at all.
I mean, true, but I mean, you could have maybe tried your hand at making him like a sympathetic babyface. I don't know, but
they ain't gonna. That's what they tried to do at the beginning.
Yeah, and then I don't know. I guess I just had different ideas after I saw that promo. I'm like, oh, that was a good promo.
Great promo. Yeah, no, I agree. And they should have just leaned into that more, but no, they went back to horror house bullshit. Yeah. So.
Yeah, but so I guess
you also want to know something too as well. You want to know how long they were feuding with the MFTs. And another thing too, they won the feud. They won the feud and they got all released, but the MFTs is still there.
Yep. Well, there's Simone, so yeah.
But I wanna ask you this. You want to know how long they were feuding with the MFTs? If you had to guess,
half a year.
If you want to give me a roundabout date.
5 to 7 months.
Okay. Give me like January or something.
Okay. I'm gonna say July of last year.
Wow. Not that far back. It feels that far back, but it's not. It's actually since September of last year, like the end-ish of September. I think it's like September 25th, 29th, something like that.
So they're feuding for 6 months.
The Wyatt 6. Oh, sorry, they're feuding with the MFTs.
So 6 months.
7 months. Yeah, 7 months.
Okay, so
because today's the 29th of April. So 7 months ago would have been September.
It's like, we won the feud. Here's your prize. You're fired.
It's company, man.
It's like, again, Samoans. If you're Samoan, you're almost never going to get fired.
No.
So, but where do you see the Wide Six go?
I see Joe Gacy hopefully going to maybe AEW. I think he will be a good hand there. Not like a world champion or anything like that, but I think he'll be a good hand there. I see Rowan going back into the Indies or possibly retiring. He is older now. I don't see much out of Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy. Maybe he'll give the Indies a shot. I don't know. I see Nikki Cross. Yeah, another thing too. Nikki Cross hasn't. I don't think she's wrestled a match. She hasn't wrestled a match in 2 years.
You're right.
She has not wrestled a match in 2 years. So I don't know if it's because of injuries or there's an injury that we don't know. I hope she's okay. I really do.
Let me look that up real quick. Keep talking.
She hasn't wrestled I know for sure a singles match in 2 years. Dexter Loomis, I see him and Indy Hartwell getting back together. That I definitely see that. So I could definitely see Dexter Loomis going back to TNA.
So I have it. The last time Nikki Cross had a match was September 9th, 2024 on an episode of Raw.
So we're at a year and a half, just about.
Pretty much.
That's fucking insane, man.
Very. Dexter. Yeah, I can definitely see him going to TNA, and I guess bring back the Samuel Shaw character with Indy. That'd be pretty fun. I wouldn't mind that. Bo, I think he might be right. He might just be done with wrestling in general. Rowan's an older man. I mean, he could probably go to AEW. I mean, he has that connection with Brody.
What is he gonna do there?
I don't know. Be backup for somebody.
Fuck no.
I don't know. Again, Tony has money, so
no, I don't think he really gives a fuck at this point of his career. He's made enough money.
I'm not saying I want him to. I'm just saying it wouldn't surprise me. Nothing surprises me anymore. But anywho, was that everybody? Oh yeah, and Joe Gacy will go to AEW to probably be with Moxley and do something. I don't know who this fucking dude is. Chris Island.
I wouldn't be able to get and tell you, brother.
Development
sounds like Evolve, or I'm not sure. I can't give you anything on that.
All right. We don't know who you are, Mr. Island, so I apologize for your fire. Best of luck in your future endeavors. Dante Chen. This guy's been on NXT for.
He's been there for a long time.
Like 6 years.
Yeah, he's been there for a long time.
Because I remember they tried to do something with him. I remember because me and RJ were always covering these shows. That was when they were doing that group with who's the chick that did the sleeping gimmick?
Wendy Chu?
Like, yeah, they did. There was that group with Wendy Chu,
right? Where
it was supposed to be like some Mortal Kombat gimmick or whatever the fuck it was. I think it was Dante Chen. I think was a part of it. And then he was feuding.
No, it wasn't Dante Chen. It was what the fuck his name? Like Bo or some shit like that. It wasn't Dante Chen.
Bo, whatever the fuck his name is. Not Bo Dallas, but another Bo. Dante Chen, he was just there to put over guys. Like if they needed to debut a guy, they would just have him show up and lose. So I think he was in Evolve. What's his name? Jeff told me, yeah, he was in Evolve for a hot minute. And then now he's moving on. So where he goes, I don't know. TNA.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't
AEW.
know. I mean, I hope he does well wherever he does. So
I wish him well. Where are we at? Okay, so here's a big name. Kairi Sane. She was in the middle of a big storyline with Asuka that will never have a payoff. And the story is that she wanted to go back to Japan.
Right.
And WWE apparently knew about it, and they just, I guess, gave
if that's so, fine, great. If you want to go back to Japan, great. I think she could go back. She go to Stardom again. Obviously, she's like Queen Stardom, or Marigold, whatever. Oh, okay. I thought you froze up there for a second.
No, I'm here.
Yeah, because you're like
No, I'm just watching you.
yeah. Yeah. So yeah, she could go back to Marigold or whatever the case may be. But two things. Number one, I find very, very, very fucked up that they fired her in the middle of this particular storyline and that seemingly to be no payoff. And number two, and more importantly, you got Io versus Asuka at Backlash. If they don't bring Kyrie back for one night only to screw over Asuka to just pay the story off, then what the fuck are we doing?
I mean, it's kind of similar to last year when R-Truth got let go and then he came back.
Stupid too, because you're picking and choosing who you want. I love Kyrie. I want her in WWE. I love Kyrie. I think she's a fantastic wrestler. Yeah. I don't think she gets the credit that she deserves. But also at the same time, if she wants to leave, she wants to leave. But also at the same time too, as well as like, where you want Kyrie? No, you don't, because if you did, you'll be cheering for every fucking week. So stop this fucking childish bullshit. How come we just pick Kyrie Sane out of anybody else? How come we didn't ask for, we want Zoe, or we want Alba, or we want Uncle Howdy, or we want Zelina, or we want
the Wyatts in general. Yeah.
How come is we just focus on one name and just do that? It's this community is fucking stupid. It's fucking bunch of fake fucking people.
It's just, man. It's like, okay, so the thing with Cody, we want Cody. That there was a reason and there was a payoff. There's a big payoff with that, and it worked out. And then everything else after that was just like you said, just people with this faux outrage of like, we want truth. Okay, truth is back. Then what happened?
Then like you get what you want, then you just get tired of it. Like if you bring Kyrie back, let's say permanently, let's say she's like, oh, I want to stay in America. Are we gonna have that same energy to get her to a world title situation? Probably not.
No.
People are fucking fake. I hate wrestling fans, man.
And I love them, but Cross, we want Cross.
Oh, that shit. No one's chanting for Cross anymore.
No, and like I remember whenever like his last night on, after SummerSlam,
right?
I saw people being like, get ready to hijack the show, guys. Nothing happened. And now the same thing with Kyrie. They chanted, "We want Kyrie," during the Asuka segment,
which was fairly loud. I will say that.
Yeah, like that Laredo crowd was very loud and also very hot because apparently the AC was off. But what now? Like, if you bring her back, what now?
So I don't think she should have got let go.
I agree.
I don't think she should have got let go. Period. But
because there should have been a payoff, because this has been going on.
There's other names, and I don't want anyone to get fired, but like, there's other names that could have been let go instead of Kyrie Sane. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, there's plenty. And I, again, like you, I don't take pleasure in people losing their jobs, but it's like she was actually doing something. She was part of a big storyline that was going on for like a year, almost a year. And it's just like, what now? Like, there's no payoff. It meant nothing. Like, you basically just ended it. You killed it before it had a chance to really breathe. So, but Kari, again, apparently she's going back home. So, yeah. What can you say? Marigold, New Japan?
I don't know, man, but wherever she's going, she's going to be like, if she... Fuck it. She's one that can go to AEW too, but again, if she wants to go back to Japan, then I don't think AEW. Well, you know what? AEW could still be in the question because, like, Will Ospreay, he still lives in his home city in England, and he only goes to AEW once a week, and he flies back home. So who can say that Kyrie can't do that?
And also AEW has that partnership with New Japan, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. Next is Luca Crucifino. He's apparently retired from wrestling. He just said straight up.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, that sucks, man. I think he had some upside. Him and the Angel family, and he got injured, and that was it. He came back with this weird DJ-ish gimmick, and that lasted for like a couple months, and that was it.
I liked him in the group with the family. I thought he had a little bit of personality, but
Yeah, he was the family lawyer.
yeah, he got him. It was working, and then they ended the group, and that's it. So, wherever he decides to do after wrestling, then good for him. You have my support. Malik Blade. I actually like the tag team of him and Idris Enofe.
Dude, they were so fucking athletic, and like again, it seemed like they were kind of going up and up. Like, I'll put it to you this way: are you telling me that Enofe and Blade was worse than Hank and Tank?
I thought they were more talented than Hank and Tank.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's my whole thing. It's just like I would have taken Idris Enofe and Malik Blade and put them in that push.
Yeah, I think because Hank and Tank, God bless them, but they were not over as tag team champions.
No, they weren't. That was just a way of just like, okay, well, we've had Fraxium beat everybody, so let's just put over this team for the time being. Like,
one got injured. I think Enofe was one that got injured, and they just didn't do anything with Malik Blade after that. So
yeah, so Malik Blade, TNA.
I don't know, but I want to see him do something. I think he has talent.
Yeah, so. That could be another option. Do something. Okay, so speaking of TNA, the Motor City Machine Guns.
They won the World Tag Team titles very quickly. They lost them. They had that great 5-star TLC match. After that, that's it.
And then they're
but you know what though? Look, they're at a point of their careers where they got a WWE World Tag Team Championship on their resume, and I mean, you can't take that away from them at all. So
very true. Yeah, it's so weird because they're a team where it's just like, oh, WWE got the Motor City Machine Guns, and now what? We gave you the tag team titles, and now what?
They never did a great job of introducing them as characters, who they are, why they're called the Mercy Machine Guns. Why are we called your favorite tag team's tag team? Like, they didn't really explore that.
Yeah, WWE just they do it for other people, more so for the people that they trained in the performance center, like an Oba or a Trick Williams or a Javon. But like with these guys, it's like
we expect you to know them.
It's like not everybody watched TNA back in the day. I mean, to be honest, people barely watch TNA now. And WWE kind of owns them.
Well, there's more people watching TNA now than what it was 6 months ago.
True. Okay, true.
That's just facts. Like, you look at the ratings.
I mean, you could have easily WWE's like I forget, like media or whatever. They do a great job with these video packages. They could have easily went through like footage of like old TNA matches, and they work with TNA, so it wouldn't have been hard for them to just say, hey, here's the Motor City Machine Guns and blah blah blah.
But you know what too? They didn't do that with AJ Styles. When AJ Styles came in, they didn't really like give him like mini video package. But AJ Styles got over because he's like one of the fucking best in ring of all time, and you know what I mean? But also, too, as well, more people knew of AJ Styles coming into WWE versus the Motor City Machine Guns, too.
Right. Like AJ and Samoa Joe, they're more known. Like they have
Samoa Joe had the stint in NXT as well. That kind of helped them out, too.
Yeah. Like I was expecting AJ to go to NXT, but then they were like, no, he's too big. Like, let's put him on WWE, and it worked.
Had a fucking 5-star caught in the fucking.
Hold on. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, you were kind of lagging a little bit. I had to turn off my mic. All right. Hello. All right. Anyways, yeah, like AJ was doing AJ things. Samoa Joe was doing Samoa Joe things. Other people kind of need that push of just like, oh, that's who that guy was. Like Bobby Roode got himself over with, the glorious gimmick. and then that kind of fizzled out. And he still works for the company. He's a producer. But the Motor City Machine Guns, I think, really needed that, push as far as like, let's remind the people who they are, and let's just not tell them who they are.
And also, their theme song didn't help them either.
That theme song is fucking horrible. Let's just again, you're with TNA. Why not just bring back the TNA theme?
They don't want to pay for the rights. They don't want to pay for the rights when they already have people hired when they already have people hired to make theme songs. Because at that point, it's like, well, why do we have these people hired? Why are we paying these people money on a contract? When we're just gonna use our theme songs. That's another reason too why Def Rebel's still around, because they're on a contract for so many years. I don't know what the time of length is, but but to me though, you want to know, like, we got all these releases or whatever, right? Who should have been released?
Def Rebel.
Def Rebel. You want to know who else should have been? Who else should have been released?
Who?
Bruce Pritchard. You want to know who also should have been released?
Who?
Michael Hayes.
Okay. Who else?
At this point, Ryan Ward probably, but Ryan Ward.
Anybody from the city of Houston.
Every day, I don't want them released. I want them to fucking die. There's a difference. Are the Lakers winning yet? Oh no, the game's not on yet.
The game's about to start.
Get this fucking series over with. I'm sick of this shit.
Yeah, Detroit just won their game, so they're gonna stay in their series. But yeah. Oh
wait, how you know they won? Oh, you look at. Well, let me see.
Yeah, I have the game on in the background because they're playing.
Oh no, what do I keep looking up? Okay, that's what's distracting you.
So, no, I can multitask. I'm good at multitasking.
Yeah, gotcha.
But yeah, Def Rebel, I agree. They should have been released ages ago, but they're still ruining everybody's fucking aura and their themes with their shitty music.
Terrible. I know Liv Morgan, she wanted to do her own theme song, but I'm just not really a fan of that theme song as of yet. It has to grow on me, I guess.
Literally everybody hates their theme. Dom hates his theme.
No, I'm talking about Liv's new theme.
No, I know what you mean. But like, I guess the point I was trying to get at,
she loves it. Obviously, she sung the song.
No, because that's her theme. She even said that she hated her Def Rebel theme. Watch Me, one. Right. Finn Balor put up a tweet saying the best part of leaving Judgment Day is that I don't have to walk out to that horrible song anymore. That horrible trap music song that doesn't go with the group at all.
Did he say that this week or something?
He put that on a tweet, just recently.
Oh, yeah. Outside of this show, I am not on X or on social media much. So
yeah, be glad that you're not, because it would drive you fucking insane. Threads, I think, is much better.
I'm on there sometimes, but not a lot either. I don't need to be on social media much outside my business. Like, it's too negative. Too many people on there just displaying their lives, or too many people trying to display things that we don't care about. Like, I don't care about what you have for lunch. I don't give a shit. Like,
I mean, I care because I want to be able to know what you got. Well, where you got it from.
That's why you have the conversation in person with your friend. Like, hey, you know what? I tried this new restaurant today.
Speaking of which, have you ever tried P. Terry's before?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, me and the missus, we went there last week.
Pretty good. It's it's kind of like In and Out a little bit, but I think fresher. It is.
Cheaper too.
It is cheaper. Yes, I will. Yeah, it is that. Yeah, but I think it's more clean, if that makes sense. No, they use, like, you can tell that the food's more clean, fresh, or organic, I will say. You know what I mean? Like, they don't even have sweet tea. Like,
No, they have. I mean, it kind of looks like an old time restaurant because, like, the logos, like for Diet Dr. Pepper, look like the old school logo for it. Yeah. The burgers are tiny though.
Yeah,
it's kind of my only caveat. But yeah, it's cheap. Like, a cheeseburger is like $8.50.
Yeah.
A cheeseburger and fries and a drink is $8.50. I'm like,
Speaking of Dr. Pepper, man, I'm drinking this Liquid Death. I don't know if you ever had Liquid Death before.
I have.
That's good shit. Dr. Death here. I'm not talking about Steve Williams, but
Nice.
but yeah, man, this is a good substitute from drinking a regular Dr. Pepper. So
I actually don't like regular Dr. Pepper. I prefer zeros because
wow, that's a statement there.
Well, no, because like it's weird because like we've been drinking zeros, and again, not to
That's
say
fair. Yeah, that's fair.
yeah, zeros are pretty good. And
Yeah.
like yesterday, I was at the cafeteria at my work, and I just got some breakfast tacos. And usually I'll get Pepsi Zero, but they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, we're at a Pepsi Zero. What you want, like regular?" So I'm like, "Yeah, I'll just take like a regular Dr. Pepper." And I drank, and I'm like, I don't know, something about this. This is
you're so used to that zero taste. Now, like when you have like a regular one, it's like this shit's like fucking like strong and like very pure.
Yeah, too much sugar. Too much sugar. I mean, not to say zero is, any better, but zero is, I guess, not as bad.
Right.
If that makes sense. But
right.
I try to stick to zeros, and I also try to drink as much H2O as I can.
Yeah. As soon as I'm done with that, I got my my Orzaka here. So anyway.
I guess the point I'm trying to make kids with my TED talk is sugar is death. Try to have it in moderation. All right, so where are we at next? Motor City Machine Guns. Santos Escobar.
It's unfortunate, man. He's injured right now, and they fire him while he's injured, while he's going through rehab, and he cannot use the performance center facilities no more since he's been fired.
Which that sucks because I thought, like, even if you don't work for the company, you can still use their rehab. So I remember Scott Hall, like anytime he went to rehab, like they always allowed him to go to rehab.
I don't know.
But then again, I guess it depends on who you are.
But it's still fucked up though.
No, it is fucked up. It is. I'm not trying to say it isn't. It is. It's pretty fucked up because what wasn't the story, like the guy, like he was about to leave WWE and then they were able to sign him back, and then like he went to AAA and couldn't even get over in AAA. And then again, like he got hurt and he got fired. Well, he got hurt and it's fucked up.
Right.
So I don't know. I think he's already teasing that he's going to go back to his old persona.
Yeah, he's going to go to CMLL.
Right. So good for him. Good for Santos. I always like Santos. He's a guy where I'm like, if he were like 6'2" or 6'3", he would have been a bigger name. But that's just me. The Serena Linton, LFG. Don't know.
Oh, I hope wherever she does, I hope she finds work. So
yeah,
I don't really have much of a comment on her.
Yeah, wherever you go, Miss Linton, you got my support. Trill Linden.
London.
Trill London. I'm sorry.
I just remember that was a name. They remember, Trill London's gonna be who they said that was gonna be. Oh, that's gonna be Ricky Starks. Trill London. Ended up being someone else, but apparently he wasn't good enough. I believe he was on Evolve. So
yeah, I think I saw him once, and I was like, oh, okay.
I didn't really see much out of him, to be honest. So.
Tyra May Steele, who was actually the first ever winner, or one of the first winners of LFG.
First winner of LFG.
I guess the first female winner of LFG.
You're right.
But yeah, they tried to do something with her in NXT. They did the whole bit with her and no quarter catch crew guy. What's his name?
Tavion Heights.
Tavion Heights. There you go. They did the bit with him and Tavion Heights, where they went up against Ethan Page and Chelsea Green, and the people ended up cheering Ethan Page and Chelsea Green. So that didn't work. I think they tried to do something else with her on NXT, and then they just realized this girl just ain't gonna work. So now she's gone.
I think there's another reason why she got let go too, but yeah.
No, what happened?
I'd rather not bring it up on this show.
Well, you can't just say it and then not say it.
Well, apparently she's a Trump supporter.
I mean, WWE is very much MAGA.
I think fans are gay backlash. I think they also pressure that too as well, which is stupid.
Wait, gay backlash?
No, they
gay
gave her backlash.
I thought you said gay backlash. Like, what is
they
gay?
Gave her backlash for being a Trump supporter.
Yeah, but like, okay.
No, but you're not hearing what I'm saying.
No, I get. Now I get it. Okay, because like Roman very much said he's a Trump supporter. Undertaker's a Trump supporter. Right. The rest of the McMahons are Trump supporters. So
look, I don't give a fuck if you're.
I don't give a fuck either.
I don't care if you're out there killing babies. That's what I care about. If you're out there saying racist shit, that I don't care. Like if you're a pro wrestler and you're like, oh well, I don't agree with the Democrats. I love Donald Trump. I don't give a fuck. Just entertain me. Have a good match. Just don't be a shit person. Just because you're a Trump supporter doesn't equal that you're a shit person. But apparently, if you support one side that you don't like, you're a shit person regardless. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So like that's where we're at nowadays, where we can't even like a certain thing or whatever. And by the way, I don't like Donald Trump. I fucking hate Donald Trump. He's a piece of shit. He's terrible person, terrible president, all that shit. But at the same time, I'm not gonna shit on you for liking Donald Trump. That doesn't make sense. This is where we're at nowadays, where it's like, I hate you now because you support Donald Trump, and like, no, like people want to support what they support. Like, I wouldn't want anyone to hate me because I love Barack Obama.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the world. It's the world we're living in nowadays. Everything's political. Anything that you do has to be tied to something political. Oh, you like Chick-fil-A, that means you're a Republican. Oh, you like going to Target, that means you're a liberal. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, people just want to think what they want to think, I guess.
This whole thing's stupid. This world's stupid.
Very. But Tara May Steele, I don't know. I don't see her really doing anything outside of wrestling or outside of NXT.
She can go to Japan. I think she were to get opportunity in Japan and learn how to work there, I think she can make a comeback of sorts.
I do remember there was that one bit on LFG with Gunther and Undertaker where Gunther was kind of questioning how Undertaker was coaching her.
Yeah.
Where he was just like, you're coaching her, right? Why didn't she know how good she is?
Right.
And then Taker's just like, he has a look in his face where he's like, I want to kill this guy, but he's right.
Right.
So I love Gunther. Where are we at next? Tyreek Igwe.
Don't know.
NXT. Don't know him. Tyson DuPont.
He was there for a while.
Sounds familiar. Who was he? Hold on, let me look him up real quick. Tyson DuPont. Oh, he was. I think he was in a group with Wesley.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Tyreek Igwe.
Okay. So they both got released as a duo. Mm-hmm. Okay. I thought they were decent.
They were like high rise, wherever they were.
I believe so. So, all right. Well, I don't know where he goes. And then lastly, Zoe Stark. Another person that got fired while she was
literally. What's that?
I was gonna say another person that got fired while they were injured.
She literally just got cleared. Maybe a week and a half ago, she got cleared.
They're just like, hey, welcome back. You're fired.
Heartless company, but also too as well. I don't want to sound harsh. This one I understand more than anything else because she's injury prone, and maybe they probably just didn't want to like take that chance with her again.
Yeah.
because this wasn't her first injury. She had another injury. Remember, like down in NXT, that she was gone for a while too.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's kind of like with Tegan Knox, where she had that ACL injury or whatever it was, like at the first Mae Young Classic. She had another ACL injury, her other knee. So,
I like Zoe for the most part. I always thought she was talented. I liked her theme. Her theme was kind of fun, but
one of the things that Whatchamacallit did well. Def Rebel.
Yeah, a broken clock is right at least twice a day, or once a day. I don't forget how it goes. Maybe she goes to AEW because wasn't she with Marina Shafir?
No.
Or am I thinking of something different?
She was with Shayna Baszler and Sonya Deville.
Okay. Maybe she can go to TNA.
I mean, she's uber talented. She can wrestle her ass off.
All right. Well, that's all the releases. That's everybody. Matt Cardona, put up his tweet where he just says, sometimes being fired can be the best thing that ever happened to you.
Yep.
Look at Matt Cardona. He got fired 6 years ago during COVID, and he made a name for himself, and now he's back in WWE.
Doing nothing.
Yes. Drew McIntyre is probably the best example. He got fired, and then he learned how to wrestle, and then he came back and became a huge name. Cody.
I was saying, I think Cody's probably the truer story now.
Well, Cody waited for did he get released or he just contract expired?
I think contract expired, but still he left,
Yeah, same thing. Eddie Guerrero, he got fired, well, mainly because of personal.
I mean, that's
but he came back. He came back and became successful.
Right.
So, who's to say that any of these people on this list can't be one of those?
If you had to pick a name, one name out of this entire list, as someone that like just all of a sudden just becomes like a way bigger star than where they were currently at, who'd you think it will be if you had to pick a name?
That's
all names I gotta let go.
Well, it's weird because like the ones that were bigger were older names, so they've already kind of had their chance. I think Kari Sane can do fine overseas.
Tyra. So you think she'll be? So you think when she goes back to Japan, she'll be a bigger name than where she was in WWE? Apparently.
Mm-hmm.
All right, is that your answer, Kari Sane?
Yeah, and also, who's another name? I think of another name. Maybe Tyra May Steele if she like goes to Japan and learns how to wrestle, but even that, I'm just like, again, I need to see something else around. But I'll be honest, I can't really see anybody on this list that can be a big name.
I think Joe Gacy has a shot. Not world champion or nothing like that, but like if he becomes like a relevant name in a company somewhere, or he makes relative buzz, I can definitely see that happening.
Very true. But that's all the releases, and that was an hour. Let's do our wrestler of the week, and let's get into the news. Because we really have just like one. We have 3 news topics, but they all correlate with each other. They're all about NXT. So, you want to do wrestler of the week or news?
Well, yeah, I was expecting at the beginning of the show. So, yeah, we can do wrestler of the week.
All right, so wrestler of the week, if anyone isn't familiar with it, we usually choose our wrestlers who we thought did something pretty interesting or just something that was just mind-blowing. It could be not necessarily wrestling related. It could have been just a really good promo that they cut. It could be 1 wrestler, 2 wrestlers, multiple wrestlers that we thought were really interesting. And not just WWE, but also AEW, TNA, New Japan. So I'm going to go first with my wrestler of the week. So my wrestler of the week is someone that had a huge Friday. While Friday was going on with all these releases, somebody made their main roster debut along with the group that they were in with NXT for a while. And that somebody is JC Jane. JC Jane debuted on Friday Night SmackDown along with her group Fatal Influence with Fallon Henley. And who's the other girl? I forget her name.
Laney Reed.
Lady Reed, there you go. And they came out and attacked some big names. They attacked Paige, Charlotte, and everybody else. And they got some big heat. Granted, could it have been piped in? Because I know Jason Solomon pointed out that people in the front row weren't really reacting to it. But nonetheless, she got a big reaction. And then later on that night, she came out and interacted with Rhea Ripley. And again, she was still getting booed. She was getting Dom level heat. And I thought her and Rhea had a great match. A really great match. And for a second, it looked like they were going to put the title on her. But then they just were like, okay, we don't want to give her everything right away. We want to milk this for all it's worth. So they had the rest of the group beat on Rhea, where the crowd was still continuing to hate on JC. So I'm so happy for JC. I've always been a JC guy, even when it was Toxic Attraction. Everybody was looking at Mandy for obvious reasons. There's people that love Gigi. I was one of the few that looked at JC. Jesus Christ. I was one of the few that looked at JC and like, JC has everything. JC can talk and she can work. She has personality. She has great facials. That's kind of one of the underrated features of a wrestler is having really good facials, for body language. And, years later, she ended up being a great women's champion in NXT. Granted, in the beginning, it felt like a transitional run because they needed to get Stephanie to the main roster. But JC took the ball and ran with it, and she did an amazing job. So, and now it looks like she's going to do an amazing job on the main roster. So JC is my wrestler of the week.
All right, good choice. My wrestler of the week is the guy that is currently a champion, and he is currently not going to be champion very long. But I will say that for what he's doing with this current title reign, he needs to be recognized for what, for how good he is really showcasing his talents to where that I think a lot of people don't give him enough credit for what he can actually do in the ring and tell a story and be very what's the word I'm looking for? But sympathetic. Sympathetic in a way. My pick is the current AEW World Heavyweight Champion Darby Allin. He had a fantastic match with Tommaso Ciampa. I watched it back on Thursday because during the podcast we were here. Tonight the show's over, but he's had a match against Brody King, which I'm assuming I don't see meltdowns on X, but I'm assuming he won, and I'll go back and watch the match. But I'm assuming that the match should be good. I mean, he had one of the better matches with Brody King in AEW history. So, but yeah, I will. But yeah, Darby, he's a transitional champion. He's gonna lose back to MJF. We know this. It's gonna happen. But not recognizing him on the match that he's having so far, and he's showing that he can be a proven underdog world champion. I think that we'll be remiss not to do that. So Darby Allin is my wrestler of the week.
Good choices. Let's move on to the news, and then we can kind of talk about shows for a little bit and call it a night. So NXT is having a pretty big week. So it was announced on yesterday that the CW Network acquires exclusive broadcast rights to WWE NXT Premium Live events in multi-year deal. Network will air 20 NXT Premium Live events over the next several years, including Stand and Deliver, the Great American Bash, Deadline, and Vengeance Day. So moving on from that, there's another tidbit with NXT. I have it right here. WWE officially announces brand new streaming partnership with Roku involving NXT. WWE and Roku announced NXT will be available for next day streaming on the Roku channel beginning in fall of 2026. Episodes of NXT that aired Tuesday on the CW network will be available the following day through the CW hub on the Roku channel. So, got that. And then also more NXT news. ESPN Unlimited will now stream WWE NXT starting this summer. ESPN and the CW network officially announced the new deal, which kicks off this summer. NXT pay-per-view events or PLE events will also air on the CW network, as WWE confirmed earlier this week. The partnership brings over 800 hours of live sports to the ESPN app. Brad Schwartz, the president of CW, noted that the network wanted a streaming partner rather than launching its own platform, and ESPN was the obvious choice. And it just goes on talking about how awesome it is. But ESPN getting a lot of not ESPN, NXT getting a lot of exposure. So now you can watch their you can already watch their PLEs on YouTube now.
It's not gonna be on YouTube no more.
Okay, I figured. Well, now you can watch it on basic cable on CW.
Basic TV, yes.
Basic TV. I say cable. Whatever.
Yeah.
You can also watch it on ESPN if you have the ESPN.
Which the CW got there like murder with that deal. Why would anyone in their right mind? All they need to do is get a fucking TV and a fucking antenna. Let's say they don't have cable, official paying for cable. You can watch NXT for free. Literally watch it for free. All you need is electricity.
Yeah, pretty much. Like this deal kind of doesn't make sense because
I mean, good for CW and good for NXT, but I just don't know. It's that's a murderous deal for them.
No, I'm obviously happy for NXT, but it's like, would you rather pay $30 a month for a streaming service that's kind of sucky, or would you rather just watch it for free?
Well, I mean, everyone's gonna pick free, obviously, but I will say this though. I hoped, I kind of wish it was still on YouTube.
No, agreed.
I still just kind of wish it was on YouTube.
Yeah, because the last PLE, which is what Stand Deliver, like it was on YouTube, and I forgot it was on YouTube because I was just like, oh, I'm gonna switch over to my VPN and blah blah blah. I'm like, oh wait, it's on YouTube. I don't need to do that. I can just switch it onto my PS5.
But why do you think I'm saying that YouTube is better than CW?
Because it's free.
Not necessarily. I mean, CW is free. It's more free, actually.
Well, I think more people access YouTube.
That's true. That's true. But it's. I'll just keep it short and sweet. YouTube, you can control when you go to commercial. You can't control that on CW. We may be missing matches on the CW because of commercials and the advertisements. Matches may run shorter. Matches may go into commercial break as is happening.
Do they still do picture-in-picture?
I don't give a fuck about that. That takes me out of the match.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's one of those things of like, if you have a VPN, then it won't be a problem. But I was enjoying.
I don't know if that's
no.
Like, when you watch NXT right now, do you watch it on the actual CW channel, or do you watch it through a VPN?
VPN.
And there's no commercials.
Not during the matches, no.
Not during matches. Okay. Well, that's fair then. Okay.
Yeah, like on NXT, Raw, and SmackDown, you get to watch the matches in their entirety.
Okay, that's fair.
Raw, because it's on Netflix, you not only get all the matches, you get everything in between. So you'll get
right, of course.
You'll get like interviews that you won't see on TV. With SmackDown, you just get the matches. With NXT, you just get the matches.
Oh yeah, got it.
But yeah, it's one of those things. It's just like, oh, I got to buy something else just so I can watch something without commercials. So there you go. Do you have the ESPN app, right?
I sure do. Yeah.
How are you enjoying it?
I like it. It's nice.
Okay. I don't know. I might get it. If the Spurs make the finals, I might just get it because
Why?
I think the finals. Well, I think the finals are going to be on ESPN, right?
No, finals is going to be on ABC.
Well,
They never ever had the finals ever on ESPN.
well, isn't ABC with ESPN?
Correct, but you wouldn't necessarily need the ESPN app to watch the game. You can just watch it on your TV.
Okay, then never mind.
You don't need to pay for it. That's what I'm saying. Like, why would you pay for it? Yeah, you don't need to pay
negate that last statement. I won't do
Yeah.
that. All right, so but yeah, good for NXT, but it kind of doesn't make sense.
I mean, it makes sense for them money wise. I mean, it makes sense for them money wise, but like as a watcher of pro wrestling, like it, you know, like really like this. The big deal is that like it's a big deal because it's the first time ever, in the history of WWE that pay-per-views will be on network TV.
Yeah, I mean that's
live.
It's a pretty big deal
in its entirety.
That's a pretty big deal for them.
No, but WWE is making more money being on CW versus on YouTube. YouTube, all they get is ad revenue. Since they're going to be on CW, they're probably getting paid even more now than what they were previously from CW. So,
but that's all the news I have. I guess we can talk about the shows for a little bit. Oh,
I have one thing if you want to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you want to talk about star ratings for WrestleMania?
Oh, yes,
came
please.
out this past week. Did you see any of the star ratings? By the way,
I saw one.
You saw the main event.
I just saw one.
You saw the main event.
Yes.
Okay, so so we'll go through the other ones and we'll go through the main event. So Dave Meltzer's from the Wrestling Observer official star ratings for WrestleMania 42. We'll go through the matches. I'll ask you what you think the star rating is, and I'll just give you the star rating if you're right or wrong. First match was LA Knight and the Usos versus ISO Speed and the Vision. What did you think that Mr. Dave Meltzer gave a star rating for this match?
The match was fine. I would say maybe like a 3.5. No, actually, no. I take that back. Not 3.5, a 3.
He gave it 2.5 stars for that particular match, that 6-man tag team match. Next match, unsanctioned. Jacob Fatu beat Drew McIntyre in the unsanctioned match. What do you think he gave a star rating for this match?
Probably like a 3.2.
He gave this one 4.25.
Oh, damn. I was way off.
4.25 star match. Women's Tag Team Championships, Fatal 4-Way. Brie Bella and Paige versus Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyrie versus the Irresistible Forces. What did he give for this match?
Okay. Probably like a 2.5 or a 3.
Close, 2 3/4. So you're right in the middle. So you know that he does like his star ratings in Force, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, 2 3/4. So yeah, you're very close. WWE's Intercontinental title match: Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee.
Maybe like a 3.5, 3.7.
Well, there's no such thing as a 3.7.
Okay, 3.25 fourths. I don't know how to put it.
So he did 2 3/4.
Oh, damn.
So 2.75 essentially for the match. So Gunther versus Seth Rollins. What did you think he gave this match?
I'm gonna say it's in the 4s.
Okay.
Maybe like a 4.075.
4 3/4. No. So that's almost a 5-star match. He gave it 4.5.
Okay.
4.5. So close. You're close. Women's world title match, Seve Vaquer versus Liv Morgan.
This sounds like it could have been the 2s. So 2.5.
2 stars.
Okay.
So you gave it 2 stars. And the main event, Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship.
I'll say 3.5.
Wow. Yeah, you're right.
Ah, yes.
He gave that one 3.5 stars. I think that's a little high, but whatever. Yeah. All right, night 2. Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar.
Well, I mean, it was a short match, so I'm going to say 3.5.
Give it 4 stars.
Okay.
Yeah, he thoroughly enjoyed that match. So, WWE 6-pack ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. Penta, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Rey Mysterio, Rusev, and Javon Evans.
This seems like the kind of match he would like, so I'm going to say a 4. I'm going to say it's in the 4s. Not 4.5, so like 4 quarters.
4 and 4 quarters. That's a 5-star then.
Okay, 4.07, whatever the fuck. But
so 4 3/4. Yes,
yes.
It's 4 3/4. Yes, it was this close to being a 5-star match. Very close to being a 5-star match. So, United States title match: Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn.
I'm gonna say 3. Was it 3 3/4?
3 3/4? No, not that high, but it was a 3-star match.
Okay.
Dominic versus Rey Mysterio street fight.
3 stars.
3.5. He gave it 3.5 stars. Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship.
It was Jade's best match she's ever had. I'm gonna say 3. Just a 3.
3 even. A little bit more. 3 1/4. So he gave it a little bit more than that, but very close. And obviously, this is the one you should know off the top of your head. Main event: Roman Reigns, CM Punk for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I thought you saw this one.
Yeah, 5 stars.
Oh no! I had the screen up here reading it. I didn't see. Did you do this or something like that?
Yeah, I was doing this.
Yeah, I didn't see it because I had the screen up reading the thing. So
yeah, 5 stars.
5-star match.
The first time Roman Reigns ever got a 5-star match from Dave.
Yeah, and I was kind of I could have sworn I thought Cody and Roman Mania and Night 2 got a 5-star match, but like I looked at it, I thought this was a 5-star match, but I'm looking back and I'm like, how did Roman and Cody WrestleMania 40 how was that not a 5-star match? I thought that match was better than this one personally.
Yeah, so far CM Punk, since his return to WWE, is 2 5-star matches.
Yeah, him and Drew in the Hell in a Cell. Yeah, so, 2 5-star matches for CM Punk. So
yeah, even Dave has to be like, that was a good match. Like, there's no way he can't say that wasn't that good of a match.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, he usually gives WWE credit on matches, but he just prefers more of the AEW style and the New Japan style. So it's kind of like Coke versus Pepsi. Like, you may like Coke better, I may like Pepsi better. So.
Well, it's just Dave Meltzer and Jim Cornette. They're 2 of the biggest, I guess, personalities in wrestling.
Right.
Whenever they give something modern that they usually don't give anything, or I guess give any good criticism for it, or whenever they do give a good critique for it, it's like, oh, that's interesting.
Right.
Like when Dave Meltzer gives WWE props, like in this case, he gave the main event with Roman Reigns and CM Punk a 5-star rating. It's like, yeah, these 5-star ratings, we already know who they're catered to.
Right.
But it's just like, oh wow, you gave a WWE main event of WrestleMania a 5-star, like 5 stars, your precious 5 stars. Or
I think that is one of the best main events in WrestleMania history. I got it. I definitely got it in my top 3, top 5 as far as main events is concerned.
It's my match of the year so far.
So far, yes. Yeah, it's up there.
It delivered. In some ways it over delivered, but it did a great job.
It was a fantastic match.
Yeah, that's Dave's ratings.
Yep.
So
all right.
Shit. Drop some. Sorry about that. All right, we're at an hour and a half. Do you want to talk about Raw and NXT, or what you want to do?
It's up to you. It's your shot.
I guess we can talk about them real quick and then just call it a night. So let's get through it. So I mentioned earlier for Monday, Raw was in Laredo, Texas, and the arena was hot. And I don't mean like hot fans. Well, I think the fans were red hot for the show, but the AC was apparently off, and it was hot as fuck in that arena. Like you can see Roman Reigns coming back from the ring, and he's just like drenched in sweat. Talking to the fans. So, I mean, Raw wasn't terrible. Raw was just an avenue, mainly setting up Backlash, because now it's going to be Jacob Fatu and Roman. Jacob responded to Roman, accepted his challenge, so now we got that to look forward to. You mentioned earlier it's going to be Io and Asuka, which that should be a great match, no doubt about it. And they announced another match, and I'm blanking on which match that was. I don't know if you remember.
No, I don't.
But Raw wasn't too terrible. I mean, our girl Roxanne, she pretty much got like a monster pop, because she's a Laredo girl.
Yep, hometown.
But Raw so far hasn't been that bad. They've been doing pretty good work, post Mania. SmackDown wasn't that bad either. I have to mention with SmackDown, in a few weeks, apparently they're going back to 2 hours, which isn't going to be permanent. It mainly will have to do with the fact that A, they're on USA, and B, there's going to be that Braun Strowman cooking show.
Right.
So they're going to have to revert to 2 hours for the time being, which it's one of those things of just like, it doesn't matter if it's 2 hours or 3 hours, just make the show good. Because when they tried going back to 2 hours, it still wasn't that good.
Right.
You just got to make it watchable. And with names like JC Jane on the show, now you have Ricky Saints, debuting next week. You have Blake Monroe making her debut next week. Now you got Royce Keys, being featured more prominently on the show. I mean, the show should be at least entertaining.
Yeah.
So, but I'm happy for all this guys. So, but how'd you feel about Raw this week?
That boring. I mean, I don't know what you want to say. I mean, it was a boring show. Except the Roman stuff, obviously, but like everything else, I wasn't really like invested in.
Yeah, and you're not wrong. I'll be honest. I watched the replay because on Monday I watched the Michael movie on Monday, the Michael Jackson movie.
So you weren't at home on Monday.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I didn't catch it live. I watched the replay.
Oh, okay.
And again, from what I saw, it wasn't terrible.
Yeah. Well, how'd you like the Michael movie, by the way?
It was entertaining. I think it's an avenue for, if you're a hardcore Michael Jackson fan, you're going to enjoy it. But I think that's kind of what the problem is. It caters too much to the fans, and it's a little bit too safe. Because
would you say that you are a big Michael Jackson fan, moderate, or like okay on him, or what do you think?
I wouldn't say I'm like this huge Michael Jackson like mega fan, but I love his songs. I grew up.
Oh yeah, songs. Yeah.
And also the movie's set in a different timeline. It's set from the 60s to 1988. So, and there's supposed to be a sequel. Yep. And that's going to delve deeper into everything else.
Yeah.
But I like the movie. It's just, it felt like outside of the performances, I thought, Michael Jackson's nephew who plays him, I thought he did a good job. I thought he did a good job embodying his uncle to the point where it didn't feel like he was doing an impression. It felt like he was actually Michael.
Right.
The actor playing his dad was very animated and over the top as Joe Jackson, to the point where he felt like he was this. What?
He was doing that the entire movie.
Yeah, like he was basically like a slasher movie villain. Like there's a scene where like Michael Jackson is going through the refrigerator, and then he closes it, and then Joe's there like, "You fired me." Like that's basically what that's what he's doing, and like every time he enters a room, everyone gets tense. Like there's a scene where he's in Michael's room and Michael just has his hand on the doorknob and he just squeezes it so tightly when he walks near him. And I mean, I get it to where like his dad was abusive, and you know every time he's around him, he gets really like tense and scared.
Yeah.
But sometimes it was a little bit goofy and over the top.
Have you ever seen the Michael Jackson or the Jackson 5 movie from like the 90s? Oh,
Yeah, I grew up on that.
Oh, that's my shit. I'm sorry, man. Like,
that actor was good. He was really good. Like he had that way of speaking.
Michael, Marlon, hold on top of the ball.
You're gonna get it.
Yeah. That's my shit, man. Oh man.
He had that way of speaking where he would be like, "I'm gonna speak really low,
and
intense, and then I'm gonna yell."
But the funny, so I love it so much that it popped up on YouTube. I don't know if it's still on YouTube, but I recorded it. And I re-uploaded it on my personal YouTube, like unlisted, whatever, so I can watch it like, during holidays, whatever. So I have it now. So
yeah, that one was good. I thought that was a little bit more accurate.
Yeah.
And then there was the one that came out on VH1.
With Flex, man, the mirror.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, that's
terrible.
One of the worst movies ever. I'm sorry, I should not be laughing at this, but this is probably one of the funniest scenes in the history of movies. Should not be laughing at this, by the way, but fuck it, it's funny. When he was running out with his brothers, and I think they were in Madison Square Garden, whatever, right? And he asked his I forgot who he asked, but he was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna mirror this for the rest of my life. What's the date? Today is September 11th, 2001."
I remember that.
then like the next day they show him watching the Twin Towers game, destroy whatever, and he's like doing the most ugly crying of all time. He's like, "Get Blanket, get him out of here. We're going back to Neverland." Oh yeah, because Neverland is gonna save you in a situation where when there's terrorists and the unknown going on in 2001. Hilarious shit.
I mean, by default, this one was better.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
But no, everyone did great. But the musical performances were good. From what I heard, the nephew actually sings.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, bravo to him. It's just everything else in the movie kind of felt kind of empty. Because I know the movie's called Michael, and it's supposed to be about Michael, but you bring in the brothers and they're just there to just stand there.
Yeah.
And Janet Jackson didn't want to lend her likeness to the film, so she's not even in the film. They just omit her entirely.
Man, that's so weird, man, because like, especially when they got to the 80s, man, Janet was on the right. Like, Janet was a huge fucking star by the end of that movie.
Yeah, I mean, for all we know, maybe she'll be in the film, but there's like one scene where they mentioned Janet, and that's it. They had LaToya Jackson.
Oh, I mean, well,
but that's it. And then Bubbles.
LaToya is basically a female version of Michael.
Yeah, essentially. And then they brought in Bubbles, who was basically just a CGI monkey.
Which when they show when he got Bubbles was inaccurate too. It was inaccurate timing.
It shouldn't have been funny. Like, he brings them in. He's like, "Come on, guys. I want to show you something." Michael, it's too early in the morning. Come on. And then it's just this CGI monkey running up to Michael, and everybody's like,
yeah.
Like, I think Jermaine's like, "I'm going back to bed."
Like Jermaine itself is a great name because you can use that in conversation. Like, is that germane to the topic?
Fair.
Could be.
Or there's like one scene where like Michael randomly brings home a game of Twister. He's like, "Hey guys, let's play Twister together." Everybody's like, "Michael, we're grown adult men. We don't play Twister." "Oh, you guys are no fun. Me and Bubbles are gonna play Twister."
Or Michael. Anyway.
But no, I highly recommend Michael to everybody. I think it's a movie better to watch in the theaters, which I watched in theaters, but it's a movie to watch in theaters just so you can get that experience. But for the most part, if you're looking for a more accurate, deep story about Michael, it's it's a fluff piece. It's all fluff, and there is some stuff that they do negate. During the 80s or the 70s, 80s, they don't talk about the Wiz. They don't really talk about other songs on the Thriller album, and they make it seem like Michael stopped racism and gang violence in LA. Like when he was shooting the what is it, the Beat It music video,
right?
He's like, oh, all this gang violence, I have to do something. And then he just sees like Crips and Bloods, dancing. He's like, hey man, that was juicy.
And you know what? And also on top of that too, as well, like the famous picture of Michael Jackson, with gang members, that wasn't during Beat It.
When was that?
Michael Jack? No, because if you look at that, Beat It was black Michael Jackson. That picture was not black Michael Jackson.
No, I know what you're talking about.
That's more bad, maybe bad era. You know what I mean? But
and
that
then
was, anyway.
They didn't really talk about his vitiligo, his skin condition.
His what?
And well, that's why he's white, or that's why he was white, because he had a skin condition.
No, wait, what was it?
It's called vitiligo.
Oh, vitiligo. I'm like
vitiligo. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was like vitiligo. I never heard that. But yeah, okay, got you.
And then his nose surgery he got because I think he got injured on a set of a music video. But they just made it seem like, oh, I just want to change my nose because I don't like my nose. Because his dad just beat him and said, big nose. Like he just like spanked him because he didn't want to like do the moves over again. But it's a good movie. I mean, it's much better than Bohemian Rhapsody. Much better. A little bit more accurate. So, but I recommend it to everybody. It wasn't a terrible movie. It could have been better, but it was still enjoyable. But but that's all I have for Raw. And then NXT, we can just kind of finish it out and then just call it a night. NXT was the night of debuts for a lot of people. You saw the debut of Evil in NXT, which they made a big deal about it. So let's see where that goes. I don't know much about him. What do you know about him?
I know a lot about him.
Well, what can you tell me about him to the general public?
I mean, nothing more than we already talked about in the past, pretty much.
I know RJ wasn't that nuts about him. But we'll see how he does. NXT, he's
the former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, New Japan. He had his group, which was fucking god awful. He's a great character. He's a great heel. In ring wise, not so great. I mean, his attire's fucking sick. I don't know what else. I mean, I can deep dive on. You just gotta watch him.
Is he also married to Io Sky?
No, he's not.
Who's Io Sky married
to? I don't know.
Okay.
They were engaged, but they're not married.
Also some other debuts. You saw the debut of, I'm bad with names. The big dude, the big white dude.
Will Cruz.
There you go. Who came out and just did a moonsault on Tony D'Angelo, and we got the internet talking. John Cena saw it and said, he's big, bad, and he can body slam your dad.
That's one of his sayings, Will Cruz.
Okay, again, I don't know anything about this guy. Who is this guy?
He is a British Keith Lee. If you like Keith Lee, you're gonna like Will Cruz.
All right then. I liked Keith Lee back in the day. So we'll see how this dude does. And then some other names I believe were in TNA or are in TNA. They debuted. There was that one dude who kind of looked like Hunter Hearst Helmsley. I forget his name.
Christian Angels.
There you go. There was that really awful AI vignette with Zarya and Sol Ruka, which why?
Look, dude, You already know how I feel about AI being used not the right way. This is not the right way to use AI. It's fucking awful.
No.
Fucking shit terrible. Use AI to enhance whatever you're doing. Do not make everything on what you're doing. It's fucking lazy as shit, man. It's fucking terrible. Don't do that shit ever again.
No. That was. I mean, you looked at what fucking Tatum Paxley was doing in the graveyard.
How can they put that out there and be like, "Oh, this looks great. Let's put it out there on TV"? Like, how can they do? Come on, who approved this?
I don't know. It was. It was. I when I saw that, I just winced. I'm like, ugh.
Now, if they were to happen to use like, I hate AI and I hate CGI. I think they're both like fucking like cancers to creativity. But if they were to use like traditional CGI, I think that would have looked better than this wherever this AI shit would have been, man. It was terrible. Like awful.
Again going back to what I said, you saw the vignette with Tatum Paxley where she's in the graveyard laying next to the grave of Blake Monroe. It's like you could have done something like that. It's easy. It doesn't make your stuff look hokey and fucking gross. Like AI you can use in like an intro, but that's about it. Like AI should not be used for a vignette.
I look, if I'm a company like WWE, why am I using AI to begin with? You got
AI
people that you can, again, that's just them trying to be fucking cheap, trying to be lazy, like doing AI to make like a background or something like that, or to enhance a photo, or you can even use AI to enhance like video quality and like some like videos from like the 80s, or like, you know what I mean? Do something like that. Don't make something fresh and new with it, because it's gonna look like fucking shit.
AI doesn't belong in wrestling. Plain simple.
It can when used the right way. They're not using AI the right way. They're using AI to do full storylines and to do full vignettes and stuff like that. It's fucking atrocious. You can use AI for little things here and there, but you just don't use it to make your entire fucking whatever you're trying to make. It's terrible.
But for the most part, that was NXT.
Well, I'll talk about Lizzie Rain, and I thought Lizzie Rain was fantastic. I think she's great. I think that she is going to be a big star. So, yeah, us not talking about Lizzie Rain is.
I like that. I think she has a future. Another fun fact: did you know Nikita Lyons has not won a match in almost a year and a half, or two and a half years?
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
but I will say this too. I think a more interesting note. Lizzie Rain, her whole gimmick is metal will never die, 80s metal rocker chick, whatever, right? She's the niece of the drummer for Iron Maiden. I don't remember his name, but she's the niece from the drummer for Iron Maiden.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah.
I mean, if somebody's gonna play a 80s hair metal gimmick, you might as well like be more accurate to it. So I like her.
And I mean, it's really her. I don't really think it's much of a gimmick.
Well, no, you get what I mean. I think it's working. I like her. I like what I see. Even before she came to the WWE, I was already like, oh, I like her. She has an interesting look to her. So, and the women's division, also the men's division, the men's division more problem.
I'm very excited for this new round of NXT wrestlers coming in. This is so we went from the NXT 2.0 gimmick, or era rather, not gimmick, but era. Now it was the NXT white and gold. Remember, they had that little switch to the white and gold. Now we're kind of phasing out of that, and now we're into this new era. And I'm more excited for this era than the last era, because we're gonna get a lot of fresh new faces that's coming in. And to get over, I mean, the only one that's not really fresh and new is Evil. I mean, Evil he's old, so I don't really see him I mean, he wants to go to NXT, guys. Wish, whatever, right? But I don't really see him like being a big deal when it comes to the main roster. He may win the NXT championship, which is good. You know what I mean? But outside, I don't really see him being much of a big deal. I'm waiting for Hiromu to come in. I want to see Hiromu Takahashi so bad. He's awesome. It's fucking great.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, NXT is developmental, and while you're bringing in stars from other companies, you still need to create new stars. So I'm interested to see where it goes. Honestly,
you know how old Evil is, by the way?
Huh?
If you just have to guess one number,
40.
Close, 39.
Okay,
39 years old. I don't know when he turns 40 though, but let me see. He turns 40 next year. His birthday just passed in January,
so yeah, I mean, I'm always excited to see where the next group of young stars come from. I know we just talked about Evil being 40 next year, but this newest batch of stars, because at the end of the day, you still need to create more stars. And who's to say who the next Obafemi is going to be, who the next Trick Williams is going to be, who the next Soruka is going to be. So that's just how the business works. So I will definitely be clamoring for that out of this next group of NXT stars. But other than that, that's all we have, unless there's anything else you want to bring up.
I didn't get to see AEW tonight because I got home late, but yeah, I don't know.
All right. But
I mean, obviously you didn't see anything on AEW, did you? Gotcha.
Yeah, shout out to Ruben Prime wherever you're at, brother. We hope you're all right, and we expect to see you back here next week.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But that is the show, people. Thank you to Justin, of course, for making the show work the way it does.
Yep.
And thank you, of course, to Ruben, who's here in spirit.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
And thank you to everybody else. Thank you everybody who's watching on each stream, whether it be here, the Twitter stream, or the Facebook stream. So thank you. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. You get shows like this, The Experience. You also get Lunches with Punches with me and Joe Punches. That'll be next week. New episode's going to be next week. We'll be covering the finale of Daredevil Born again, and also some other movies and TV shows that cross our path. And also Friendly Neighborhood Marks, which I believe me and RJ should be doing one next Thursday, covering the same thing. And Metal Drive Hoops, which we just put on a new one. Me and Anthony talked about the playoffs over the weekend. So check that out. And shout out to everybody else. Shout out to all of our friends who have podcasts support.
Let me ask you, because I know we talked about the Spurs a little bit earlier, but what series are you most entertained by right now, or more surprised by, wherever you want to put it?
Surprised by, I mean, the East is becoming a little bit more unpredictable. The West kind of seems more predictable. I mean, because Oklahoma already swept their series. I guess I can say I'm surprised by LA and Houston, because I was thinking like, okay, LA doesn't have Luka, they don't have Matt Reeves, but then Houston lost Kevin Durant, and they had a chance to at least even it up, 2-2, but then they lost that one game where they lost a 6-point lead in 30 seconds. So Houston sucks. So I guess I'm a little bit more surprised by that, and definitely surprised by Minnesota and Denver, because I was thinking Denver would beat them in maybe 6 games, but Denver has just been finding ways to win. Or not Denver, Minnesota. I'm sorry.
Right.
The East seems a little more competitive. Orlando is currently up 3-2 against Detroit.
That's the one I'm surprised. I'm surprised you didn't pick that one first, but that's very surprising.
Yeah, Detroit. Their problem is just like Cade Cunningham's doing all the right things. Jalen Duren is kind of having an up and down series.
No, he's not having up and down series. He's having a fucking terrible series. Terrible series.
But it's like,
I don't know how he did tonight, by the way. I got to look at the stat line for that one and his plus minuses and stuff. But gang, he's not having a good series.
But that's kind of the other problem is that outside of those two guys, like who's the other scorer?
Jaren Duran's not a scorer though.
In other words, who's the other guy that can pick up the
They
slack?
don't have no one else outside of Cade.
That's what I meant.
They don't have nobody else outside of Cade. Well, you know what? I take that back. Tobias Harris, but he should not be the secondary scorer on the team. Detroit's missing a second piece, like I think like a Trey Murphy will be a great fit for them. A Laurie Marketing, someone like that. But tonight, let me see. Jalen Duran, was he the only one that was minus on the team? He had a plus minus of 3. He was the only one that was minus on the. No, I'm sorry. Sir Thompson was minus as well, but he had the lowest plus minus on the team, a -3. 3 turnovers, 5 fouls. Dude, I don't know what's going on with them.
But all in all, I think Boston's coming out of the East.
I don't think that is guaranteed.
Why?
They are not fully equipped as far as with this group together. Even though Tatum's playing well, he has yet to really run into anybody physical yet. Philly's not a physical team. Philly's not a physical team. I don't know. I think you're right, but New York could come out. It's here to me. You're New York or Boston. Whoever wins that second round series is going to come out of the East.
Oh yeah, most out. This is kind of New York's year. I mean, it was kind of already their year because Halliburton was out for the whole year. Tatum was out for a big chunk of the year, so this was kind of the Knicks' year to really assert themselves as top of the East.
They're so inconsistent, though.
Yeah,
either you may get 15, 10, and 7 from Josh Hart one night, then the next night you'll get 3, 4, and 2. You know what I mean? Like you don't know what the fuck you're gonna get out of Josh Hart. So
same thing with what's his name, 25,
Mikal Bridges.
Yeah, it's just like didn't they trade?
He's playing terrible. He's playing terrible this series.
Yeah, they traded a bunch of guys for him.
They had 5 first-round picks, to be exact.
They lost Dante DiVincenzo, who was important to them, just to get Karl Anthony Towns, mind you. But I don't know. Again,
that ended up, that trade ended up it was a win-win for both sides. Well, it was a win-win for both sides. Both of them could have went to the finals last year. I was cheering for a Minnesota Knicks finals last year because I wanted to see like I just want to see that narrative of like, oh, the two teams that made the trades, they both made the finals. That would have been a great storyline, but it didn't happen, obviously. And now Diva Chisel's going to be out for pretty much all of next year too. So,
yeah, it's a weird NBA finals. I mean, it's a weird NBA playoffs so far. But subscribe to the experience so you can get those shows. But Justin, take us home.
SpineBushTees, SpineBushTees.com. You guys know where to go get a t-shirt. Go to SpineBushTees.com. Go and get your t-shirt and get it shipped out to you. It takes about a week and a half. Follow me on SpineBushTees on Instagram. Over 2,500, I believe 2,000, about close to 2,500 followers on Instagram. See exactly what I'm doing there inside of my shop, which is SpineBushTees at the Wonderland of the Americas. Come and get yourself a wrestling t-shirt, wrestling action figure, wrestling Funko Pop, title belts. That's SpineBushTees at the Wonderland of the Americas, SpineBushTees on Instagram, and SpineBushTees.com.
Benjamin likes that deal. What about you guys? Go to SpineBushTees and get what you need. All right, people. We are done. We'll see y'all next week for the experience. And
nothing else this week. No other recordings this week for you.
No, I got no other shows. Probably have more shows next week. So,
what about next Monday or Tuesday?
Monday, if I had to guess, I need to talk it over with Tony. Monday, more than likely, will be Metal Drive Hoops.
I would assume so.
But again, I need to talk it over with him.
Oh. Yeah, at least you'll know what the round 2 matchup is, so y'all can talk about that.
This guy's getting fidgety. And now he wants to jump on me. And then, of course, Wednesday morning will be lunches with punches. And, of course, Wednesday night is experience. And then Thursday morning will be Brother Nick remarks. So that'll be it. But anyways, people, we're done for the night. Have a good night. Be safe. And go Spurs, go.